Once your key is removed, you have access to the key bed. Here again, being bare wood, we're going to continue our dry cleaning system using our vacuum and a brush as necessary, and then we'll use the Cori dry sponge. No two restoration jobs are the same. Depending on the amount of residue and the damage and discoloration, what might be on your rail pins and so forth will determine whether you choose to remove the underfelts and replace them. They can be cleaned with vacuuming and you can detoxify them, removing the odors. You can use the carbon and soot destroyer solution. You may put that in a spray bottle and literally spray that area. One tool I like to utilize is the blowing unit on my vacuum. I hook the hose up to the blower end and then use a crevice tool. Having put the piano on its back using a piano tipper, I've also removed the pedal board, as you can see. I'm going to dry clean and vacuum out the soundboard area along with the bridges and so forth, the underfelts for the strings. One effective soundboard cleaning tool is made by Bill Spurlock, Spurlock Specialty Tools, and you can get under the strings to remove any of the dust and dirt and so forth. And it's a good idea to have a vacuum cleaner handy that you can go ahead and clean the felt off of the cleaning tool. You can go right along the line all the way up to the high treble. They come in 3 different sizes, as I'm sure many of you are familiar. The next tool I'm going to show is the Tarbell Tiger Tail. This particular soundboard cleaning tool is called the Tarbell Tiger Tail, and it's a very long soundboard steel. Completely, the steel itself is wrapped in this beautiful fabric, and it has a leather backing. On the other side is a Velcro. I've had this probably for 15 years. And what's really nice about our towelettes is that you can go ahead and attach that. And then you can get underneath the plate, under the string areas, and you can actually clean the soundboard. If you need a little bit more downward pressure, you can always thicken that, put a cloth on top to where you can use the underside of the strings to press down as you move back and forth and go along the bridges. And you can see the residue that we've picked up just by going underneath the plate and so forth. So you can actually clean the plate with your towelettes and remove the residue. As you see, I've covered the string and the soundboard in that area using a bed sheet. That way, as I'm cleaning the underside of the key bed, first vacuuming and then using the dry sponge, that none of the debris falls back down into the piano. And you can simply wipe all the residue off of your key bed underframe. And then after this, we're going to use the carbon and soot destroyer, the bucket wash solution. And so if there are any water droplets or anything from that, it won't fall down on the strings and you don't have to worry about it. I'm using the carbon and soot destroyer solution. You can clean any surface or accessible areas using the carbon and soot destroyer. As mentioned earlier, I also use carbon and soot destroyer on the finished case parts. It's marvelous for a satin ebony finish as well, so regardless of the finish, it works quite nice. And I'll go ahead and do this side. Then we'll take our dry microfiber cloth, work in the direction of the grain, dry off the excess. That finish is good to go. This is the pedal board, which has a great deal of residue, that greasy protein fire residue, and about the only thing that will cut this stuff off properly is the destroyer. So I thought this would be prudent to demonstrate. Cleaning the pedal board is as straightforward as the rest of the piano. Wherever you have bare wood, first vacuum, use Cori dry sponge next. It's fairly intuitive after that. Simply clean everything off using your destroyer and bucket solution, and then you can use the micro shine to buff the hardware. Piano pedals are another good candidate for microshine. I think you'll You can tell a significant difference with Microshine. Here we have the back of the piano. We're going to do the same thing in the same procedure, virtually dry clean first by vacuuming and then by using the Cori dry sponge, and then we'll bucket wash using Destroyer, and then we can use the appropriate polish. In this particular case I'll probably use Satin Sheen on the soundboard. Once your dry cleaning is completed, then we'll use Destroyer and bucket wash those areas. I typically feed it through, get it on the other side, and then you can do the shoe shine approach. You can also get the ribs and get up underneath the cavity here. Go right along the length of the rib. It's always good to re-rinse and go at it again. Now on this particular piano I'm not finding that I'm leaving any residue at all. The Destroyer is picking that up quite nicely. But you can take a soft dry cloth and wipe afterwards.